Okay, so today we are going to start a Flash project. And my Flash is pinned to my desk or my taskbar down here, but if you don't have yours pinned, you can go to the Start menu and type the word Flash. And the one you're looking for is Adobe Flash CS4 Professional. That's the one we're going to open. And when we first open Flash, we always pick the top one in the middle that says create new Flash file action script 3. We always want a 3.0. Don't pick any of these other ones. Flash file action script 3. So this is how we're going to start. So this is the basic Flash. And when you open yours, I think it comes on this setup, but I don't like that setup. So I always change mine to classic. Okay. So if you want yours to match my screen, I have mine on classic because I like my toolbars over here and my properties over here. And I like my timeline up at the top. So if you want yours to match mine, classic. So the name of your file will always be right here. This white rectangle is called your stage. Everything you draw that you want to turn in for me to grade needs to be on the stage. If it's hanging out in this gray, when you turn it in, I won't be able to see it. These are your layers, and these are your frames. And for this project, we're not going to worry about frames at all. We're just going to do layers. And what we're making today is a minion. So we're going to trace it. So I want it to be perfect. So I want you, the first thing to do today is I want you to go to File, and we're going to import the picture we're going to trace. So we're going to go to File, Import, Import to Stage. And it's going to take a while. It's kind of slow when you import to stage. Kind of slow. And we're going to go to the shared drive to find the Minion outline. So we're going to go down here to the computer, Predis S, shared, students. I have my own folder, Hartman, links and videos. This is animation, Minion outline. And then this is the Minion outline. And when it comes in, it's going to be bigger than the stage. So the tool we're going to use to make it the right size is the third one down. It's called the Free Transform tool. And when I click it, it's going to give me these squares around the side so that I can make my minion fit on the stage. And he's way too big for the stage right now. Like his head gets cut off and his feet get cut off. So I'm going to shrink him down so that he fits on my stage but doesn't go over, okay? And you can put him wherever you want. If you want him on the left or the right or the middle, wherever you want. And this eyeball is going to hang off. Don't worry about that. You just want the minion on the stage. And then you're going to name this layer, layer 1, Trace. And I'm going to double click it to name it, T-R-A-C-E. And then I'm going to lock it. This locks it. This turns it off. This makes it just an outline. So I'm going to lock that layer, and I never draw on that trace layer, okay? Because if I try to draw right here, let me show you. So let's say I try to draw on here. It's not going to show up, but what it's going to be is behind it, and that always gets people. So you never draw on that layer. You get your guy where you want it, and you lock it, and you don't touch it again, okay? To get a new layer, this little one is a new layer. This is a folder. We're not messing with folders. That's a trash can. So we're going to do a new layer, and we're going to name this body. Okay? So this is going to be how I want you to outline your minion's body. And it's going to seem so weird at first because I'm going to have you use the line tool right here. And you're like, well, why don't I just trace it with the paintbrush or the pencil? Because unless you have a really steady line, it doesn't look good. So we're going to use the line tool, and then these are important. This is your stroke. I don't like the word stroke. It's stupid. So I call it the outline. And then this is your fill. This is the bucket, is the inside color. So if you drew a box, this would be the outline, and this would be the inside of the box. So I'm just going to have black right now and the line. And this is going to look so weird, but this is how you're going to do it. You're going to outline your minion. I'm going to start exactly in the middle, and I'm going to go to right about under his goggles. And then I'm going to touch that line, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, and then I'm going to touch this one, and I'm going to go down to about here. About here. And then I'm going to go to right here and right here. And you're like, what's wrong with you, Miss Hartman? That doesn't line up at all. But I'm going to bend those lines. So I'm going to come up and get this black arrow. And when I get near those lines, you see how my arrow has a square by it? When I get close to it, it turns to a little half circle. And then I can click my mouse and I can bend those lines until they're perfect and they match up. And that's going to be better than any hand-drawn arc I can draw. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And I should have fixed this line, because if you look, that doesn't line up very good. So that might give me a little bit of a problem. Okay, so I'm going to just drag it over a little bit, and now it kind of fits. Okay, and to zoom in and zoom out, I'm holding Control plus to go in and Control minus to go out, or I can use this right here to go in or out. Okay, so I'm grading your smooth lines on this first one, and on the body, I want you to do everything that would be his skin. So his body and his arms, I want on one layer. Okay, so I want you to do his body. Actually, I'm going to have you do his arms on a different layer. So his body is going to be there, and then I want you to do his arms on a totally different layer. Sorry, I messed that up. So we lock the body, and we're going to do the arms. And this is going to mess you up, so I'm going to zoom in. And people get messed up on this all the time, because Flash is really important that you work on layers. So they do this. They get the arm. They come over here, and they try to bend this. Okay, and they think the arm is in there, and they're like, okay, that's ready. And then they do this side. They get the arm, and they're like, okay, Miss Hartman, I'm ready to fill in the body color. And I'm just going to do this one yellow because it's a minion, okay? So I'm going to go back to my body layer and try to fill in the color of the minion. So I'm going to pick just a yellow minion. So outline is black. The color of my minion is going to be yellow, okay? So this is important to watch too. I'm back on my body because it's blue and it's unlocked. And I'm going to get the bucket, and I'm going to come and try to fill in the body. And this is where people mess up too. So it's not letting me fill. So this little circle right here is super important in Flash. I always have the gap size, always turn it to close large gaps, and then it'll fill in for the most part. Okay, then you're going to lock that one, and you're going to unlock the arms, and you're going to want to fill it in, and it's not going to work. And you're going to be like, oh, close large gaps. Oh, let me try it. It's not going to work. Okay, well, you know why it's not going to work? Let me turn off the other layers and show you. You see those gaps right there? I can't fill in. Flash is like, I can't fill that in, because if I filled that in, it'd turn everything yellow. So it's like, you must not mean that. So I'm going to unlock those, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to fill in that line all the way up here and all the way up here. Okay, and now I'm going to come and try to fill that in with a yellow, and it'll work. Okay, raise your hand and show me when you have your body. And it doesn't matter if you're going to do whatever color you want your minion to be. If it's just a regular minion, that would be regular human color. I would make it yellow. But if it's a special color minion you're doing, like the Hulk, make it green. If the Cookie Monster, make it blue. But if it's a regular human color, then make it yellow, like a minion. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, let me show you how to save it before I let you go. So this is your first thing. You've got the body outlined. Let's lock it. We're going to save it. So to save, you're going to go to File. The first time you save, you go to Save As. And you're going to go find your H drive. You're going to find your Hartman animation folder. You're going to find your Minion folder, and you're going to name it Minion, your first name, last name, and hit Save. Okay?